Hello friends, myself Nilofer Abid Khan, Assistant Professor from Kokandanpet Rahul Darkar College of Pharmacy and Research Institute. Today we are going to see artificial respirations. Let's start. Artificial respirations contain two methods, that is manual method and instrumental method. In manual method, first is Stafford method. This method involves the following steps. The subject is laid in a prone position and a small pillow is placed underneath the and epigastrium. The head is turned to one side. The operator knee clean down by the side of the subject facing towards his head. Two hands are placed on the two sides of the lower part of the chest, and then the subject operator slowly put his body weight leaning forward and pressing up upon the leon of the subject. Intra-abdominal pressure rises and the diaphragm is pushed up and the air is forced out of the lung. After this process, the operator releases the pressures and come back to its original erect position. The abdominal pressure falls and the diaphragm descends and the air is drawn in. These movements are repeated about 12 times a minute, roughly the normal rate of respiration. By this means, it is possible to have a total pulmonary ventilation of 6500 ml per minute, and this amount is sufficient for complete aeration of blood. The advantage of this method is that the patient being in a prone position, mucus or saliva comes out from the mouth cannot obstruct the airway. Here you can see the patients in a prone position. Here the operator who is putting his hands in the loin position, that is below the chest. Then he is lying down on his knee and giving entire pressure of his body weight on this loin position, which causes again the diaphragm, as we have seen earlier. See, the interabdominal pressure rises and because of which diaphragm is pushed up and the air is forced out. Then again it will come back towards its normal position, which again causes the diaphragm to descend and the air is drawn in. Thus the respiration process is done, that is artificial respiration is done. The next artificial respiration manual methods is Silvestri's methods. In this method, the subject is placed in a supine position. Here you can see in the diagram. The operator stands or knee at the head end and hold the two arms of the subject. The operator then raise the hand above his head and then fold the hand back upon the chest, compressing the cell wall at the same time. Such movement alternately increases or decreases the thoracic cavity and thus drawing in and pushing out of the air from the lungs. This method is most common used in the operation theatre or in the case of accidents. The tongue should be pulled out and the mucus from the mouth cavity should be wiped off from time to time. The rate is same as of Stafford's method. After this, the subject should be given artificial ventilations. Here you can see the operator pulling the hands and then putting that hands back to the chest walls and just pressing it off, compressing, and thus the activity causes increase and decrease in the thoracic cavity and thus drawing or withdrawing of the air from the lungs. Next is Holker-Nelson's method. This is again a manual method. Subject is placed in a prone position with an arm abducted at the shoulders and elbow remain fixed. The face in turns to one side and the rest on the hands. The mouth is clean after wiping out mucus, fluid, etc. from it. The operator clean down in the front of the subject facing towards the head. The two hands are placed on the two sides of the back of the chest with a thumb and a finger spread apart. Then the operator put his body weight leaning forward upon the subject back. This compresses the chest and help in expiration. The subject arm forward by holding them above the elbow. This help in inspiration and the process is repeated 10 to 12 times per minute. Here you can see an subject and operator. First, this is a position where how you have to ask the subject to sleep. Then the operator push give the pressure on the chest. By compressing this chest, it causes an expiration or exhalation. Then it is pulling out his hands away from the body and that is holding his elbow and pulling the hand. This again causes inspiration, and this process is repeated 10 to 12 times. Next is mouth to mouth methods. In this methods again the subject is being led in a supine position. The operator sits by the side of the subject head. The operator holds the lower jaw of the subject by one thumb and the index finger and clamp the nostrils with the another thumb and the index finger. The operator then keep his mouth over the subject mouth and exhaled forcefully, which causes an inflation of the lungs and the thorax. The operator then take off his mouth and the process is repeated 10 to 20 times per minute, and this is a positive pressure breathing. Here is the position how it has to be. Then the operator just take it down and then it is mouth to mouth respirations, and you can give again pressing of chest along with it to increase the rate of respiration. Next is Eve rocking methods. Again this is a manual method. The patient is tied on a stretcher. The head and feet are alternately tilted through an angle of 45 degrees. 8 or 9 movements are carried out per minute, 7 seconds for each movement, 4 seconds for head down and 3 seconds for feet down. When the head is down, the weight of an abdominal visceral press against the diaphragm so that the air is pushed out from the lungs, that is expiration. And when the feet is down, the diaphragm descends and air is drawn into the lungs, and that is called as inspiration. You can see here this is that patient is tied with on the stretcher and at a 45-degree angles. The first head is down and the feet is down, and that is called as Eve method. Next method is instrumental method. Instrumental method is more you can say good, as it you can give for longer time the artificial respiration, as well as the human get fatigue. The machines can be operated with the two principle, that is positive pressure principle or negative pressure principle. Negative pressure principle, that is negative pressure breathing, is an alternative compressing and relaxing the chest wall, whereas positive pressure breathing is directly introducing air or oxygen into the lungs. The methods which is works on first principle, that is negative pressure breathing, that is pressing and relaxing chest walls, are first is drinker method. In this method, the patient is placed in an airtight chamber and the head remain outside. By mechanical drive pump, the pressure in the chamber is alternately lower and raised. When the pressure is lower, the chest wall swells up and the air is drawn into the lungs, and when the pressure is raised, the chest wall compressed and the air is pushed out. This method is very useful in the case where prolonged artificial respiration is necessary, such as morphine poisoning in paralysis of respiratory muscles, as in poliomyelitis and pneumothorax. You can see here the patient is being kept in a airtight chamber, and this is the artificial machine which is then attached to it, so that his chest walls are being given pressure and compressed and released. The next is Bragg-Paul methods. Again in Bragg-Paul methods, a rubber bag is wrapped around this. This is the picture which is showing the rubber bag wrapped around the chest wall. By a suitable pressure pump, in the bag is alternately raised or lowest, and the compressing relaxing of these walls causes a respiration. The next method, that is a positive pressure breathing method, it is involves in this. First is continuous inflection method. In this method, the subject who undergoes operation required an opening of the thorax. A thin flexible tube is inserted in trachea as far as it is bifurcated, and a constant stream of oxygen with or without 5% of CO2 is allowed to pass into the lungs, so that lungs become slightly descent. In this way, it is possible to maintain the respiration without any movement of that subject. Here you can see a tracheal flexible tube which is inserted, and this is the machine which supply continuously the oxygen with or without 5% CO2. Next is intermediate inflection method. It is a simple method. A cannula is introduced and tied to trachea. Warm moist air is driven into the lungs from a rhythmic acting pump. After each blast, a lungs collapse and air is expelled through a side tube in a cannula. When artificial gas mixtures are used, a very elaborated apparatus is required. Next is tank respirator. In tank respirator, the patient body is placed inside the tank and his head is protruded through a flexible but airtight collar. Opposite the patient, there is a motor drive leather diaphragm that moves back and forth with a sufficient exertion to raise and lower the pressure within the tank. Inward movement of the leather diaphragm gets to produce a pressure around the body and causes expiration. Outward movement of leather diaphragm produces negative pressure and causes inspiration. In this condition, positive pressure that causes an expiration rises to 0 to plus 5 centimeter water, and a negative pressure inspiration falls to minus 10 to minus 20 centimeter water. Here you can see a patient kept in the tank, and here is you can see the head is protruded with a airtight collar, and then here is a leather diaphragm which has been acting as a pressure, giving a pressures on the respiratory walls. Next is resuscitator. This is an apparatus force air through the mask that fits over the patient face into the lungs of the patient during the positive pressure cycle, and then either allow air to flow out of the lungs during a remainder of the cycle or pull the air out by a negative pressure. Resuscitators commonly have a safety valve which prevents the positive pressure from rising normally about plus 14 mm Hg and a negative pressure from falling below minus 9 mm Hg. Here you can see a resuscitator which has been fixed. It is having a mass, and this is the valve which controls, and you have to just give the pressure. This by pressing this, again the pressure has been created. Thank you.